Hi guys, Mama Supreme here. Okay, so today's video is about a topic that's been ever evolving in my daily life. And it's been going on for several years now, and it has ties to nostalgic moments in my childhood. And it's funny how it all came full circle on me. So basically starts with one of those old wooden war radios with the 3 knobs. And it's usually in an arch shape. And it's got the dial of every country in the world. And you can tune into them. Certain times of the day you can tune in better than others. And basically you get to hear all different languages from around the world in conversations. I don't know where they come from. As a child, I always thought it was inside somebody's home. And I was listening to someone in Germany or in China or in Russia, or wherever it was. I could swear I was listening and imagining them in their home, who they were, and the conversation that they were having. Or that they were on the phone and I was listening to someone's private phone call and it felt like espionage, I was like this great spy, it was amazing. And this went on and on and on. I only had access to this radio when it was in the country place and we would go up in the summers or on certain special occasions. So that was like the only time I actually had access to this radio. Aside from that, we had a globe. And we would spin the globe, and where your finger would land is where you would travel to, right, in the future. Or we would go on our, what we would call a talena, and it's like a platform, almost like a raft with 2 seating arrangements, and it swings back and forth, but on a raft. My grandfather had built it. It's called a talena. I don't know what you call that in English, because I've never really seen any of them like that, except for like the swinging chairs you get on your balcony. You could like seat a couple people and it swings, whatever. So we would go on that and we would race it, like speed it up, and then we would jump on and jump off, and every time, and we were going to space. Every time we would jump off, we would go to a different planet, and then we would explore that planet. All the crazy things we did when we were young. Oh my God, the creative imagination and letting it get away from you. I used to sit on the phones. I used to make them go to dead dial tone and just stay on it and on it. My grandma would be like, "What are you doing? Who are you talking to?" "Nobody, I'm just listening." And eventually it would go to, after the it would go to an operator or a white noise afterwards. The TVs back then. TVs would shut themselves off. There would be no more television broadcasting 11, 12 o'clock at night. So you would get, the color streams, and that would go on for a little while, and then boom, it'd be white noise, and it'd be all black and white scramble. And I used to sit there and like stretch my eyes and like find all different positions that I could see through the white noise. Later on, I found out that people actually do use it to talk to the dead or do paranormal investigations and what have you with it. At that time, I didn't know as a kid, but I know this now. So it was very possible that I was seeing something through the white noise. I don't know. I used to do so many strange little things, but the nostalgia of it all led to binaural beats. I just fell upon them one day. And I started learning about how the frequency affects the human body. And that certain frequencies resonate within your body and between your auditory system, between 2 ears. The overlay of the frequencies, what's left behind, the leftover balance of the frequency, is what's going through the core of your brain, which then shoots down through your chakras. And there's auditory illusions, like the shepherd's tone, the Dunkirk, there's a whole bunch of them. And these have resonant effects on you. So if you are lethargic or what have you, and very depressed and just don't have the will to get up, if somebody were to play the shepherd's tone around you, it'd give you a surge of not positive energy. It's a negative energy, but it is a surge that will get you up and get you going, like an irritated surge. People say that they use the shepherd's tone and Dunkirk and other ones for demonic purposes. Apparently it can bring out demons from all over. Is that true? I don't know. But it's been said. Scientifically, it's been proven that, okay, there's two forms of frequency beats that you can listen to. There's the binaural, and then there's the monaural. And apparently the monaural beats have a little bit more of a scientific effect on the human body and the brain, but it's not as popular. You won't find as much of it on YouTube. But you will find a lot of binaural beats, all different types of them. People have commercialized it. There's some very beautiful, serene imagery that will go along with it, and the sounds are so incredible. They're used for all different types of healing processes, and I actually do really believe in it. At first, I didn't listen to it for those reasons, but I then discovered that it does something to you. For instance, I used to listen to that just to get myself to clean the house, because 4-bedroom house, storage unit, entire laundry room, 2 bathrooms. We're girls here, 3 girls. The whole house is just filled with clothes and shoes and everything you can imagine, toys. I hate doing the dishes. I need a dishwasher. I have one. Mine's a jerk. So sometimes I find myself having to wash dishes, and I will sit there with like 2-3 pairs of gloves, and I'll put Vaseline on my hands first, and then I'll put my hands in the gloves because I cannot stand washing dishes. And when I was in juvenile jail, that was my job. So I had to do a lot of washing dishes, and it made me mad. So I never wanted to wash dishes ever again in my life. I did them as a kid, it didn't bother me, but after that, it bothered me a lot. I have a trauma about washing the dishes. I'm not gonna wash the dishes. So things like that would irritate me, actually make me mad. And I'd have to fight with myself, and still, I'm not gonna do it, and make me mad. It has to be done at some point. So I would play binaural beats to give me energy, upliftment, positive enlightenment, just to get it going. I used to blast it on the TV through YouTube, and I'd have all the speakers going. And by the time I'd be done cleaning, I'm grabbing things that are falling out of my hands. My hands are not grasping anymore. My feet are not touching the floor anymore. I would go drive to go to my work shift or to pick up the kids, and I'm noticing I can't grab the steering wheel correctly. I'm feeling all over the place, pure vertigo, because I was listening to too much of it, too intensely. So it actually has to be used correctly. That's when I started realizing, I'm like, wait, this stuff really does something. I don't sleep very well, so I could stay up all night, put a movie, put a series, whatever it is. As soon as I get intrigued, it'll just keep me up even longer. There's no end to it. And I could do this for days and get very little sleep. But I like having nightmares. Nightmares do something for me, more than just regular dreams. So sometimes I'll listen to binaural nightmares, and I feel like I'm gonna learn something from the nightmare. I've played this at night, fallen asleep, headphones pulled out. Now it's playing off the computer. My kids wake up in a panic. They're at the same time practically. They're telling me about their horrible dreams, so I know it works. They have no clue I'm doing it, and I know it's working on them. It's working on me. It does something. There's other things that, like, not just for the nightmares. I use it for serotonin. I use it for deep sleep, lucid dreaming, the astral projection one, especially when you're a daydreamer, like an Aries like me. I am daydreaming all the time. I am doing multi-daydreaming. But at the same time, I believe that helps manifest realities and your future. I'll use Jupiter spin when I do that. So if I know I'm going to be daydreaming and I've got time to myself and I want to manifest something, I'm going to play Jupiter spin. It's been known to bring luck and abundance, wealth, all kinds of good stuff. So every one of these frequencies, and there is so many of them, all serve its own purpose. They all have their own hertz resonance, and the human body gets affected by certain resonance and hertz. It attacks certain parts of your chakra, and it will do stuff to you. The ancient Egyptians used it through water and chambers to create healing stations where sound was resonating through water flow. And apparently if you stood in front of it long enough, it would heal you. There's so much historical stuff and cultural stuff related to it as well. The native Indians believe in it. It's connected to a lot of the stuff they do when they're talking to the star people. People believe it can cure cancer and other life-threatening illnesses. They travel to different parts of the world and they go do binaural therapies and other such therapies, using magic plants, basically, like DMT and ayahuasca and all these other things. And apparently the human body is so powerful it can heal you, but you have to help it heal you, right? Tesla, big believer in electricity that is available everywhere. It's basically what this is. It's a frequency through electricity, and it goes through the human body. So based off nostalgia alone, that's how I got caught up in it. I remember listening to, there's these 3 stations that you can listen to all the time. This is basically how it started. They're playing 24 hours a day. They've been playing since wartime. Another one's been playing since the 70s. One is called the Squeaky Wheel. It's supposed to sound like a squeaky wheel, but to me, it sounds like a dial tone of a dead phone, which did something to me when I heard that. And I felt like home, like I knew this sound. Like I was connected to this sound very deeply. So there's the nostalgia on that one. Then there's the pip. It's like a beep, sonar beep. And then there's the buzzer. And that's a strange, I don't know where that sound comes from, but it's connected to me somehow, and it's a strange buzzing sound. They're on different frequencies during the day, and they're on different frequencies during the night. People stalk them, document them. Every now and then you'll hear like some random recording come out of them. People believe that they're being used by the CIA at present to send code messages. There's so many conspiracy theories around the squeaky wheel, the pip, the buzzer. They're all sister stations of each other, and you can look them up. I'm sure you'll come across them very easily, and they're on 24/7. They never stop. Okay, so aside from that connecting me through nostalgia, I then just fell upon binaural beats and self-hypnosis. I like to brainwash myself, self-hypnotize. This is something I've always been doing since I was a kid. And that's when I learned about theta, beta, gamma, alpha. And again, these are frequencies that affect your brain. And they affect your brain in very different ways. And that you can use this in hypnosis. Self-hypnosis or hypnosis of others. I was like, wow. It's amazing how one thing just connects to the other. So there's also certain frequencies, like I was saying, that can be used for university students and college students, high school students, that give you great memory the minute you're using it. So if you're studying and you're trying to absorb information, it will pre-document it, almost like having photographic memory. It can never go. It forces your brain to upload the data and to retain it. There's just so many purposes to binaural and monaural beats. It's absolutely unbelievable. I've been using them for a long time. They even have the regenerant one that apparently it's like a youth serum, and it'll keep you young and rejuvenate you and regenerate your cells. And I've been doing that for a long time. Maybe that's why I look young. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I want to believe it does something, right? So I never went into it believing like a diehard, I'm going to do this, this is what's going to happen, the outcome's going to be fabulous. I never did that. It was just one synchronicity to the other, and it all just became a thing now. This is just a thing that I do now. I just discovered that you can actually make them yourself. So I do a lot of photography, so do my kids now. We're in Nova Scotia, the land of the beaches. We go to far too many beaches. Whenever we do a beach day like today, chances are I'm gonna find myself at 2 or more beaches. It's, salt water, then it's lake water, then it's back to salt water again, traveling all over. So I was thinking to start documenting all my beach, excursions and doing some, B-roll movie line style slow motion sceneries of the beaches and, clip cuts of photography in there, and just make some really beautiful visionaries and try to create my own binaural beats. I would really like to do this. Apparently it's possible if you know how to do it. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to certainly learn how to do it because it's something I actually want to do. So I'm going to start that process soon. I've been doing a lot of research because I wouldn't want to create a binaural beat or a frequency that is incorrect and it could do damage to you, because I have seen what it can do to you and it could be bad. There's actually a frequency 7 hertz. It's actually the worst frequency any human body can take in. Apparently it can damage your brain and stop your heart. Look that one up, Google it, I'll tell you now. And that's real, okay? So it's a little scary too if you do it wrong or you listen to the wrong stuff. Don't want to do that to yourself. So basically at this point, that's the information I want to share about it. And perhaps you'll want to look into it a little bit, because I'm going to be coming back with some further videos about it, but very detailed, well-researched, fact-based, scientific-based information about binaural beats, monaural beats, the frequencies, how they affect the chakras, what chakras in particular, how to open your pineal gland. And that's something I've been trying to do for a long time. Something that psychics and gurus, they all have access to this part of their brain, and so easily accessible, where we, the average person, can't do it. Apparently you calcify your pineal gland, and there's ways to decalcify it. The Egyptians had a huge belief in the pineal gland. So I discovered so many things. When I start, I can't stop. Skeet or skate fish liver, and then there's the fermented version of it. It was used in tribes, and people who have used it now, and tribes people, you can reverse damage on your teeth, you can reverse white hair, you can reverse bone loss, osteoarthritis, and things like that. There's just so many things it could do to the human body. It's absolutely unbelievable, and it comes from a particular fish's liver, and it's like the ugliest fish you'll ever see. It stinks. It's worse than the salmon oils and stuff, but apparently it does some amazing things to the human body and decalcifies your pineal gland and opens it for you. So that, with the binaural beats, I'm starting to feel like I may be onto something here. So I've been looking for this product and trying to find a way to get the purest fermented form of it, as opposed to, you know, just stuff that you can find in pill form, like vitamins. I don't want that. There's actually somebody who speaks of this stuff and did a documentary on a doctor who discovered it through many years of research with tribes. And his name is David Wilcock. I don't know if anybody knows of him, but somebody to look into. I'm gonna tag him in, and we'll see if you don't know who he is, or you already know who he is, then you probably know what I'm talking about. They're from a very large group of people who have very different beliefs, and the power of one, and the enlightenment of the star people, and having connections with them. And I do stuff like that too with the moon phases, and again I use binaural beats for that. I try to send off messages, but for me it's more like it's a universal thing. Like there's something out there that can pick it up and it can do something. Like it's just universal law in my mind. Like there's something out there, and it's helping me. I'm helping it. It helps me. You know, if you don't send it the message, it won't know what to do or how to get to you. There's so many things that goes on in my mind when it comes to stuff like that, and that's a huge topic that I'll get into in the future, because I deeply believe in this kind of stuff, and I've been experimenting for a very long time to see what can come of it. I like to push the envelope of researching something on a level where I don't come into it with a real belief. I come into it with serious curiosity, you know, and I need to know. And I go to the end to find out what I need to find out. So yeah, so that's basically it for this video right now, but I will be back with a very much more thorough and properly investigated, you know, scientific, fact-based information video on all the different hertz. I'll put links to all the different channels that I use, the best ones that I feel like do something. And from there, I'll continue with my journey related to the binaural beats and the pineal gland. But for now, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you go out there and Google some information. Until next time, over and out, Mama Supreme.